See, uh, matrices and wedges is, so there are matrix and wedges, matrix band, matrix retainer, and wedges. Okay, what is matrix band? Okay, this is the appropriate axial. What is matrix? Is like appropriate axial tooth contours confine the restorative materials. Okay, that is called as matricing or a matricing. So it acts as a temporary valve. So wedges is device that create rapid separation. It's called as wedges. Okay. So what is the use of a matrix band? To appropriate axial tooth contours or confine the restorative materials excess. Okay. So it acts as a temporary valve. The matrix should, what is the objective of the matrix? The matrix should displace the gingiva and rubber dam. It should separate karna hai, provide shape for the restoration, confine the restorative material within the cavity. Okay. So maxillary and mandibular anterior, incisal third and position slightly facial. Posterior is like a junction of the occlusal and middle third, that is a middle third. Okay. So what is the important? So because of the matricing, so what exactly matricing and wedging? So it is majorly used in when one wall is missed. Where one wall is missed? Class 2, proximal side, either mesial or a distal wall is missing. Means you have removed it, or you have done a cavity or a caries. Because of the caries, wall is missing. Class 5, the class 5 has a kidney shaped cavity where buccal or a labial surface is missing. Class 3, where one surface of the proximal side is missing. These all the areas where one side of the wall is missing. So you have to use a matrix band and a retainer. If you don't use the matrix band and retainer when one wall is missing, how to build that wall? What happens? The contour of the tooth, you don't get it. It will come out. The restoration will come out. Okay. So it will go below the gingiva sometimes. All these things. So because of the good, so you'll get a good contact and a good contour. So your periodontium is healthy. Food impaction won't be there. It's a self-cleansable. Longevity of the proximal restorations. Restoration will last long. Normal mesodistal relationship. So classifications with retainer and without retainer. There are two classifications. First is based on the mode of retention. Okay, how it is band is retained or a band is there. Okay, it is with retainer. Can you see the retainer here? This is with retainer. Here you don't have a retainer at all, copper band. Like see here, it's just a band. There is no retainer. Okay, so with retainer and without retainer. Based on a type of band, it can be metallic, which you're using now. That is metallic. Tofflemire type, ivory type, T-band, curved T-band. There are plastic. They are non-metallic. Okay, for a composite restoration purpose, there is a plastic. Based on the type of cavity for which it's matrix, class 1 cavity. अभी class 1 में cavity आप पूछ सकते हैं. Class 1 cavity में क्या चारों wall रहता है, क्यों करना है? When you have a class 1 cavity with a buccal extension, where one wall missing, no, or a palatal extension, one wall is missing, so you require a matrix band. Okay, so double banded Tofflemire. Then what about? Then comes matrix Vera class 2. That is ivory number 1, ivory number 8, copper band, anatomical band, matrix, automatrix. Okay. Then matrix for a class 3 cavity preparation. That is mylar strip matrix, S-shaped matrix, matrix for a class 4, custom lingual matrix, modified S-shaped matrix, matrix for a class 5, window matrix or a cervical matrix. Based on its preparation, custom made or an anatomic matrix, that is compound, impression compound se bhi bana sakte hain. Mechanical matrix. Okay, these are the 4 classifications. You understood? One is based on the mode of retention, with retainer or without retainer. Based on the type of band, metallic, non-metallic. Based on the type of cavity, class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, class 5. Based on its preparation, custom made means made for that particular tooth. That is called as custom made. Mechanical, it is universal. आपके पास जो है ना वो mechanical. This is called as ivory number 1. Can you see this matrix? अभी use नहीं करते, पहले use करते थे. Ivory number 1. ये जो दिखता है आपको, इसका ये मैट्रिक्स है. So इसमें जो इधर ये दिखता है ना आपका, ये रिंग जैसा दिखता है ना, उसको रिंग आपको ऐसा घुमाया तो ये जो बीक्स बड़ा होता है, छोटा होता है. सो आपका कैविटी के हिसाब से इधर देखो 4 होल्स दिया है, छोटा टूथ रहेगा लाइक अ प्रीमोलर, आप फर्स्ट होल में डालना है, जो होल किधर रहेगा, ये बीक के अंदर जाएगा। ओके, सो वो टूथ में अडेप्ट हो जाएगा। छोटा टूथ रहता, बड़ा टूथ रहेगा, उसका सर्वाइकल टू इंसाइजल विड्थ बड़ा है तो ये वाला। ओके, और टूथ का बड़ा साइज बड़ा रहेगा तो सेकंड होल में, टूथ का साइज और भी बड़ा रहेगा तो थर्ड होल में, टूथ का साइज बहुत बड़ा रहेगा तो चौथा होल में, ऐसा डाल के। सो दिस विल गो टू, बिकॉज आप टॉफ्लोमेर आपने यूज किया रहेगा, टॉफ्लोमेर में पूरा दोनों साइड में जाना पड़ता है, मीजियल में भी, इफ मीजियल कैविटी में रहेगा तो डिस्टल में भी जाना पड़ता है। इसमें ऐसा नहीं है, आपको मीजियल कैविटी में रहेगा तो मीजियल ही रहेगा, डिस्टल में कुछ जाने की जरूरत नहीं रहता। इसका आइवरी नंबर 1, वो जो 8 जैसा दिखता है ना, इसका 8 जैसा दिखता है ना, 8 जैसा दिखता है, इट इज कॉल्ड एज आइवरी नंबर 1। आइवरी नंबर 8 इज लाइक, इट लुक्स लाइक 1 बट इट इज 8, उल्टा। रिमेंबर, याद रखो, आइवरी नंबर 1 looks like 8, ivory number 8 looks like 1, it is ulta. Okay, this is like your Tofflemire, same how to use it Tofflemire, but itna Tofflemire is more sophisticated, that this is universal matrix or a Tofflemire matrix. This I had shown you for some people, and others I will show you when next time when we come. Okay, this has 2 slots, one is here, one is here, and this has 2 rings. This I'll show you a video. Okay, class 1 cavity with the buccal lingual, हर universal, हर class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4 सबको use कर सकते हैं। Okay? Okay?
To place a Tofflemire on a tooth, there are 2.
Can you hear the audio in the video? Can you hear the audio in the video? Huh? Yes, no? Okay. I need not explain, no? So that audio is clear, is audible, right? Okay.
Very important things to remember. One is that the small circumference of the matrix band should sit down towards the gingiva. The larger circumference should be on the occlusal end. Also, it is very important that your Tofflemire band, the outer slots, are facing down towards the gingiva as well. To place your Tofflemire band together, take your band and fold it in half. You want to ensure that the small circumference is facing up. Grab your fingers and hold the Tofflemire again, so the small circumference is facing up. You also want to hold your retainer so that the outer slots are also facing up, not down, up. Slide your band into the retainer so that there's still a little bit of the band coming out of the diagonal slot. The easiest way to remember how to assemble your retainer is take your Tofflemire, the band, turn it to the left, tighten your outer knob into place, and now this Tofflemire setup will work on your even quads. It will work on quad 2, and it will work on quad 4. To set up your band for quads 1 or 3, just move the band over to the right side and lock it in place. And now your band will fit quads 1 and quad 3. And 1 and quad 3.
It's clear? Okay. See, it's very simple thing. So you'll have to like how they have explained. Okay. Say this is how it will come. Okay. Say, this is how it will, you have to place. This has a, you can see this is how always this will be on the side. Okay. Then this has a again this has one U shaped. Can you see that? Always that U is towards the gums. Remember that. Okay. U is towards the gums. Okay. It is towards the gum, and it should come out like this. It can be placed on the lingually also, but it is better to be out. Can you see that U is uska U ka opening part hai na? U ka opening mouth is towards the gums. See, U ka opening part is towards the gums like this. उल्टा कभी नहीं लगाना है. See, like this. Okay. Then आप उसको उसमें दो है. एक वाला जो छोटा वाला जो ये रहता है ना, उसको वो पूरा निकालने के लिए, मतलब वो पूरा निकल जाता है. Okay. Then वो निकाल के that वो जो उसमें दो slots रहता है. Okay. जो band है, band should be placed in a okay one slot in the box जैसा उसमें रहता है, दूसरा आगे रहता है. ओके. वो जो फर्स्ट आपका बॉक्स का स्लॉट है ना, बॉक्स में वो जो बॉक्स का एक दो स्लॉट दिख रहा है आपको. एक स्लॉट इधर है एक स्लॉट और एक स्लॉट इधर है. ओके. सो पहले वो बॉक्स में लगाना है, एंड आइदर यू कैन पुट इट टू लाइक राइट फॉर पूरा पैरेलल. एंटीरियर के लिए अगर ऐसे यूज करते हैं, एंटीरियर टूथ रहेगा ना, इंसाइजर होगा तो सीधा सीधा यूज कर. बट आपको मोलर में ऐसा नहीं यूज कर सकते, आपको राइट और लेफ्ट में चाहिए. ओके. ये एंड वो एक बार वो पूरा आ गया, देन जो उसको ये जो छोटा वाला जो रहता है ना, इसको टाइट करो सो दैट वो निकलेगा नहीं, वो टाइट हो जाता है. ये जो बड़ा वाला स्क्रू है ना, वो उसका छोटा बड़ा करने के लिए लगता है. मतलब आपका जो उसका साइज है ना, वो आपको लूप का साइज वो छोटा बड़ा करने के लिए. प्रीमोलर रहेगा तो छोटा रहेगा, मोलर रहेगा तो बड़ा रहेगा. ऐसा दिख रहा है आपको. से छोटा बड़ा होते जाते हैं, देखो खींचता है, बड़ा हो गया सीधे. अभी और नीचे खींचा तो छोटा हो जाता है, दूर जाता है ना वो. एंड इट्स वेरी सिंपल. एंड राइट अप 1 1 3 1 इज लाइक पेशेंट का राइट. ओके. सो यू शुड प्लेस इट. 2 इज पेशेंट्स लेफ्ट. सो आपको जो ये है आपका जो लूप है वो लेफ्ट साइड में रखा तो सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट में होगा. ओके. एंड मतलब आप ऊपर का याद रखो, सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट. देन सेकंड होगा तो फोर्थ को होगा, मतलब एज दिस साइड इवन. ओके. सेकंड एंड फोर्थ. ओके. दैट इज सेकंड. ओके. राइट रहेगा तो फर्स्ट एंड थर्ड. ओके. दैट्स क्लियर. Then this is custom made, that is a compound support. Okay. This one. So you can use an impression compound and support कर सकते हैं. T band like a T. This can be used as a T band matrix. This is copper band. This is all not used now. Okay. S-shaped matrix. Like this is cervical matrix. Can you see this? Class 5 के लिए use करते हैं, window matrix को. Okay. For a cervical. दिस इज सेक्शनल मैट्रिक्स. आपको एक ही छोटा मैट्रिक्स रहता है. इसका एक वीडियो देखा था मैं. सेक्शनल. ओके. माइलर स्ट्रिप मैट्रिक्स, प्लास्टिक मैट्रिक्स. ओके. देन कम्स wedges. Wedges are small tapering triangular pieces of wood or a clear plastic about ½ inch in length. Wedge जो है ना, wedge should be placed below the contact area. There is embrasure. Can you see this? वेज में रहता है ना, वेज में ट्रायंगल रहता है. बेस ऑफ द ट्रायंगल शुड बी टुवर्ड्स द गम्स एंड एपेक्स ऑफ द ट्रायंगल टुवर्ड्स द कैविटी. ओके. कैन यू सी दिस? बेस. ओके. एक टूथ सेपरेट भी होता है, थोड़ा सा टूथ दूर होता है. तो व्हाट इज द टाइप्स ऑफ वेजेस? वुडन वेज और अ प्लास्टिक वेज. कैन यू सी दिस? वुडन ½ इंच रहता है, बड़ा लंबा. से इफ इट इज नॉट देयर, यू कैन मेक इट यूजिंग अ टूथपिक. See, this is how it has to be placed. Okay. Placed at the insertion, approximately inch around toothpick. Grasp the broken end of the wedge. 10 pliers. You can just place it. Okay. So can you see this? This is the correct way of placing. See, this is the band, and wedge will be placed. It should not be placed. Should not be placed like this. So can you see the depression over here? So your restorations also will have a depression. You can't place like this. There will be a depression here. So you have to place it exactly below the contact, the gingival seat, so that is nice contour आता है tooth का. Say this. Okay. So wedging techniques. This is called a single wedging technique. Only one wedge is used. This is called as piggyback wedging. एक छोटा wedge ऊपर, suppose gingiva is receded और gingiva is नीचे गया, बड़ा सा space रहेगा, gap रहेगा. So एक wedge से जगह बंद नहीं होता. So you require 2 wedges. This is called as piggyback. This is useful in the patients with a gingival recession. So wedge is significantly applied to the gingival margin, second wedge. Double wedging, one from the buccal side, one from the lingual side. Okay, one from the lingual embrasure, one from the facial embrasure. Okay, and कब यूज होगा? बहुत जगह बड़ा गैप रहेगा तो बीच में. Wedge wedging. Okay, there is another one, wedge wedging. एक wedge नीचे रहेगा, एक wedge ऊपर रहेगा. Can you see this? ऐसा. Ready to rigid supporting matter wedges, like ऊपर से एक wedges, नीचे से wedge wedging. Mostly employed on the mesial surface of the maxillary first molar because of the fluted roots. Second, pointed wedges inserted between the first wedge and the bond. Okay, and 2 wedges tightly for a margin purpose. Okay, wedge wedging. So, this is a or a triangular versus round wedge, or a round wedge use करते हैं या triangular wedge use करते हैं. Modified, there is anatomic wedges. So this is understood about the wedging techniques. Single wedge, piggyback wedge, wedge on wedge, one ऊपर one नीचे. Double wedging, one on the buccal side, one on the lingual side. Wedge wedging, one on the नीचे, one other wedge is perpendicular to, that is wedge wedging. There is 4 types of wedging techniques. I'll show you one more video of matrices and this thing. Show you how the one very famous wedge which we usually use now. Show you that. Composite. Give me a second. I'll share that. Share that video. Let's go to recreate. Yes, yeah. I'll show you 2 minutes. Give me a second. Let's see. See this. Okay, I'll share the screen. This is
Triadent is happy to introduce the V3 sectional matrix system, the smarter way to create better Class 2 composite restorations. This video demonstrates 2 typical cases and includes useful tips on the use of the system. Case 1, an MO using the V3 universal ring for molars. Before cutting the cavity, pre-wedge using the appropriate sized wave wedge. Turn the wedge on the back of your free hand to achieve the best placement position. Pre-wedging creates an excellent working area, depressing the gingival tissues and preventing bleeding. In most cases, once cavity prep is complete, you don't need to remove the wedge before placing the matrix. press Triodent pin tweezers at the back to open or to release an object, and at the front to grip. In their passive mechanical position, the tweezers will hold wedges and matrices securely. Hold the appropriate V3 matrix with the pin tweezers and bend the tab towards you, creating a contra angle that ensures easy matrix placement in an apical direction. Have the gold side of the tweezer tips, the side with the pin, facing away from the tooth. This way, the pin will not hook the tab when you release the tweezers. Slide the matrix between the wedge and the cavity. Alternatively, cut the prep first, then place the matrix, followed by the wedge. Trap the matrix with a finger on the lingual side to keep it steady when you release the pin tweezers. Ensure the V3 matrix band is at the right height to get maximum benefit from its anatomical features, including the rolled marginal ridge and S-shaped proximal contour. Use a finger to trap the matrix tab against the adjacent tooth to stop the matrix slipping while you place the wedge. The wings on the wave wedge compress as they pass between the teeth, then expand again to fill the embrasure on the lingual side. The assistant passes the forceps with the V3 ring safely locked in. Do not overexpand the V3 spring. Carefully and without rushing, place the V3 ring. Press down with a finger on the matrix tab while removing the forceps. This prevents movement and keeps the ring down. Make sure the ring is fully seated, in direct contact with the wedge as shown, with the ring tines behind the matrix and straddling the wedge. If necessary, you can place a second wedge from the other side without having to start over, thanks to the hollow underside of the Triodent wedges, which makes them easily stackable. Use the ball tips of the pin tweezers to burnish the contact point. Acid etch the cavity in the usual way. Wash and dry the cavity. The final increment of composite is placed and cured. Remove the V3 ring with the forceps. Remove the wave wedge with the pin tweezers. Using a probe just below the contact point, break the bond between the matrix and the composite. This will make matrix removal simple, even with a tight contact. Grip one of the matrix wing holes with the pin tweezers and peel the matrix away from the composite. Now wriggle the matrix free. The many qualities of the V3 system mean you'll have very little finishing to do. Case 2. A DO using the V3 narrow ring for premolars and primary teeth. Bend the appropriate sized V3 matrix towards you, ensuring that the pin of the pin tweezers is facing away from the tooth to ensure easy release. Trap the matrix with a finger on the buccal side, then bend the tab over onto the adjacent tooth clear of the cavity. Trap the tab with your forefinger to prevent the matrix slipping while placing the wedge. Place the V3 ring carefully. It's advisable to hold the ring in place with a finger as you release the forceps. If the V3 ring shows signs of stretching at the aperture, it can be reset using the notches in the forceps. Simply put the ring in place and squeeze the forceps as if cracking a nut. To find out more about any of our products, call our friendly customer services team or visit our website.
It's clear now? Okay. So this is all about matrices and band. Okay. So I'll upload this. I'll upload this on ERP as well as I'll upload it on YouTube. Okay, my channel. So you can how I have uploaded composite resin. This matrices and the instruments both I'm going to upload it on YouTube, because sometimes what happens, it takes a long time to upload in ERP the whole video. So entire class is whole video of 1 hour 15 minutes will be uploaded on the YouTube. Okay, you can search, you can subscribe my channel and you can search for the video. It's endo aesthetics. Okay, endo aesthetics. So you can watch whenever you want to watch. Okay, so that's all about the matrices and wedges. Okay, so I'll end the meeting. It's fine. Okay, hope you understood. Clear? Yes.